And we are live. Good evening, folks. Mobile Geezer and Will's here. Say hi, Will.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
So, we're back with our usual Friday night tech talk, discussing some of the week's tech news. And of course, you can find me at Mobile Geezer on Facebook and Google Plus, at least for now, and Twitter and Instagram. And you can find Will at where, Will?
At Will on YouTube. I
And
don't remember. I don't remember all those things, George. I
you
never
don't know your
remember.
Twitter ID?
Nah, I'll look it up later. I'm
You ought
still
to be
chatting
ashamed
with
of
Google.
yourself. You're the young one here.
I,
All the
I
memory stuff was
because you
on
know what
you.
happened. I made it and then I changed it because I think I got
Okay.
locked out of my Twitter or something.
Yeah, and changing it will mess you up. So anyway, folks, we're here to discuss our usual weekly stuff. And of course, this week, the big deal, we're starting with the Pixel 3. So I'll start off a little bit and then I'll let Will take over because I was right what I've been saying about Will
Yeah,
for
you were right.
weeks.
You were right.
But I'll start off with the little stuff. Okay, so the Pixel 3 and the Pixel 3 were announced this week. Turns out all the leaks we've been seeing all along, all of them were true. It's exactly what all the leaks said it was going to be, and this, I believe, was probably the most leaked phone in smartphone history because we know everything about it before it came. I'd say incrementally different from the Pixel 2, at least looks wise. I'll let Will talk about that. Instead of the 835 from last year's Pixel, of course, this year we have the 845. It's still 4 gigabytes of RAM, starting storage of 64 gigabytes up to 128. It's got a 5.5-inch display for the regular Pixel 3 and a 6.3-inch for the Pixel 3 XL. Now, last year, of course, a lot of people had problems with the display, and they made sure, I gathered this year, that that was not going to be a problem. So DisplayMate Technologies Group lab tested, and it gave the Pixel 3 its highest A+ rating. It's supposed to be 2 times less burn-in potential and less color shifting. It comes in 3 colors, just black. These are Google's names. Just black, very white, and not pink, which to me looks pink as all get out, but hey, I'm not in charge here. I haven't seen it in person, but it looks pink to me. The good thing, unlike some other companies, all the colors will be available everywhere that you can buy it, which is great. It has all glass back, so it does have wireless charging, which is a real nice addition. And as far as the wireless charging, you can buy the Pixel stand, that's the name of it, wireless charger for $79 straight from Google. And it has special display modes that you can only get with the Pixel stand charger. And all right, Will, I'm going to let you take over, and then I'll go back to my notes, starting with the notch. But you say what you want to say. First of all, tell them what you did.
Yeah, I pre-ordered. I pre-ordered it, of course.
Okay, so
Well, you know, George.
Mobile Geezer was right again.
Well, I told you if it came before I went on vacation,
Yes,
and
you
I
did.
like the stuff they did with the camera, I was gonna get it. But
Yep.
yeah, I pre-ordered it. Sold the 2XL, got a couple of hours off of it on Swapper. So I think I'm ending up paying like a little more than 6. It wasn't too bad.
Okay.
I already know what I'm getting. The camera's a little better. But last year's camera was real good, so I did like that one. And I wasn't gonna upgrade the iPhone, so
Yeah.
it was easier to give Google my $1,000 than it would be to Apple for
Exactly.
the software, because I know I'm gonna get bored of the iPhone real quick. So
It's a shame we live in a world where you have to decide who's getting your $1,000. That is sad.
yeah, you know.
Okay. Now.
Oh, I went with the white one, George.
Okay.
The pink one, I've seen it at Best Buy. It doesn't really look pink if you see it in person. I don't know what I would call it, but it's not that pink. I don't know. To me,
But
it's
the
not as
fact that
pink.
they named it Notch Pink has to mean that somebody there thought it looked pink, I think.
Yeah.
All right, the next thing I had on my notes, the notch. The notch is very large.
Yeah.
And so tell me what you think about it.
I'd rather it not be there, but whatever. At least I'm getting my speaker at the top. That wide angle camera is pretty good.
Okay.
I'll get used to it. I got used to it with the iPhone, so.
Okay. Now, am I right that it seems like the notch is bigger than most other phones that have a notch?
Yeah, it's deeper. It goes down deeper. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not as. I don't think it's as wide, but yeah, it goes down deeper than just about every other phone, I think.
Okay. Now you can hide the notch. Now I didn't know this until I watched Lou from Unbox Therapy. He has a very good video on how to hide the notch.
But you're
yes,
not.
if you open up developer options
Yeah.
on the phone, then you can go in there and you can hide the notch. And there are multiple selections, but there's basically one selection, I think the top selection, to hide the notch. So you should know you can hide the notch.
Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna be like the final way they're gonna do it, because that's supposed to be like for the software people to make to test out stuff on their phone.
Yeah,
Supposedly Google's gonna be working on some kind of thing. I guess they're gonna put it in the display settings. That's what they put out on Twitter, that they're gonna
exactly.
come up with something.
And,
When everybody
and Lou from Unbox Therapy, he made some specific suggestions talking straight to Google saying, well, maybe you want to do this or you should try this. Well, you're talking with a guy who's got 12 million subscribers, so they're probably listening.
Yeah, what he wants them to do is to use the two corners, like to keep the notifications in the two corners and not push everything down.
Yeah, because he wants them to push the notifications up a little bit, because when you hide the notch, boy, it just takes off a whole lot more screen.
Yeah.
So, all right, the next thing I had was the cameras. Of course, they're the best there is, which is what's expected of Pixel, but the fact that they one-up themselves from the Pixel 2, well, that says a lot of good stuff about the cameras. And I did listen this week to Android Central's podcast, and Andrew was the one who went to the event, and this guy knows what he's talking about. He seemed to love these cameras based on what he said in the podcast. So these cameras must be pretty good. There's two front cameras, regular and wide angle for selfies, with a portrait mode for both, which I thought was pretty cool. And it's got a few different modes. It's got something called top shot mode, which takes multiple frames, and both before and after you take your picture. And then the camera recommends an alternative shot. So that's pretty cool. I guess you can take the one you want. It's got something called night sight mode for improved low light. It's supposed to be 40% faster with HDR plus processing. It has something called Super Res Zoom, which I gather allows for better close-up photos that don't lose detail. I'd like to see that in person.
Yeah.
I'm depending on you to show me this stuff, because you know I'm not spending that money.
Yeah.
And it has a call screen feature, so you can have the Google Assistant answer the call for you. The assistant will tell the caller that it's the assistant and not you, and then it'll ask what they want about the call. And the entire conversation is transcribed on the lock screen while it's happening in real time. Of course, it comes with Android Pie, and it's sold at Verizon, Best Buy, Project Pi, and the Google Store. So go ahead, Will, whatever else you want to say.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that call screen thing is crazy. Somebody posted on Twitter. I think it was Tim Schofield. He posted that the call screen was live and put up a YouTube video showing it. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty good. And I think they said duplexes. I think they said that the thing is rolling out a couple months or something.
Okay.
I guess the full implementation of it is going to be coming to the Pixel 3s first and then going to the other Pixels.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the features are going to the other Pixels, I guess, except for the ones that I don't know. I don't know if there is anything that they can't. Well, I guess the wide angle, but
yeah,
I'm guessing the other stuff they can put on the other ones.
Now, it would be interesting to me, since it's going to, so it'll go to the other Pixels. Will it go to the One Plus? Because the One Plus and the Essential, they let have Pi immediately.
Well, Munchie has the APKs out for the camera,
Right.
but I think you have to be on Android 9.
Yeah, and Munchie's always all over that stuff. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's why Mike calls him the professor, and he's right. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything else you want to say about the Pixel before we move on?
Nothing really. I grabbed the Pixel stand. Oh, and I got a Moment case, the Moment lens case, because that'll work with the lenses I got. So.
Okay. Cool.
That was my $1,000 for the month.
I almost start off Alexa. I'm going to silence that microphone. Okay. So the next thing, one of the other things they announced at the event was the Google Home Hub. Now they say it's like having Google Home with a 7-inch screen. It has something called Home View included, meaning you can control your other smart devices, and you can also control them from your Android phone. There's no camera on the Google Home Hub, which pleases, I gather, some privacy advocates, because that means there's no camera recording everything they do or everything it sees. But of course, that also means you won't be making video calls on the Google Home Hub. It's all swipe, doesn't have physical buttons, which, you know, looks like Google's going all in on swiping, if you ask me. It has no Play Store or games. So this is strictly for a home hub. And I would think most people's going to put this in the kitchen, don't you, Will?
Yeah, to control your stuff. I like what they did with the Google Home app now. Have you seen it, the update?
I haven't seen it. I've read about it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's way better.
Yeah, okay, because I have, you know, I've got my Google Homes down here and upstairs, so I certainly use it. And of course, I use Google Home to cast to all my TVs too. So, what else? Of course, it has easy access to YouTube, and when you get the Google Home Hub, you get 6 months of YouTube Premium included. And of course,
so hold up, George. So it can play YouTube on there?
I gather it says it, but the article I read says yes, easy access to YouTube. So I'm pretty sure you can play YouTube on it. And of course, you can pull Google Photos on it. And the article said when you pull up Google Photos, it's like having a digital frame, which we have one of those, so I know what that's like, and that's kind of cool. You know. Also has easy access to Google Maps, calendar, and search, of course. It comes in 4 colors: chalk, charcoal, aqua, and sand. And right now it's you can pre-order it for $149. And I gather, I initially thought you could order it at the Google store only. Well, I gather you can get it at Best Buy, Will?
Yeah, I think Best Buy. I think they're gonna have that everywhere.
Okay, yeah, and I already got something from Walmart telling me you can get it for $149 there. So I guess you can get this in a lot of places.
And Costco has them. Costco got them 2 for $2.50, so you save $50 if you buy 2. If you're a member, though.
Okay. I can almost guarantee you there's a Google Home Hub in my future. But right now, I am waiting for my Nokia 7.1, which I should get at the end of the month. That's on pre-order. And of course, next Wednesday, the first day I'm allowed to, I'll be ordering my iPhone XR. So Google Home Hub is probably going to have to wait till either next month or the month after, because next month I've got the OnePlus 6T.
At first I was wondering why they were coming out with their own version of the hub, being that Lenovo came out with it. But right. I think theirs is cheaper, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because Lenovo's is $199, isn't it?
Something like that. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Is that the only other one, Lenovo's?
No, there's another one. I forgot who the third one is, but the Lenovo is the one that, you know, everybody who I respect has said is the good one.
Yeah.
So, and now that $149, my impression when I first saw it was that that's a pre-order price, and if you didn't get it at that, it was going to go up, but I'm not sure.
I think that's the price.
Okay, I hope so, because My best guess is right now I'll probably get it in December, or maybe I'll ask for it as a Christmas present. But I'm gonna have to wait until at least then to get it. So we'll
They
see how
would
that
they would be
goes.
smart to keep it at that price because the original Google Home was 130, I think. So
Right,
they went up a
and
little bit, but for the
yeah,
screen, it ain't, you know.
I think at that price they're gonna sell a ton of them. That's my guess.
Yeah, yeah. At first, I thought it was gonna be. I thought they were gonna be at like 250. So I was like, I'll never buy that. But for
That's kind of what
150,
I thought.
it ain't that bad.
Yeah, I think
150, I
that's.
might pick one up.
Yeah, I think that. I was just gonna ask you, will you now? Do you have Google Home?
Yeah, I got like three of them. I got a
Okay.
big one, then I got a couple minis and a
Okay,
cleanup.
yeah, I've got two big ones. I don't have any minis, and then of course I have three Alexas. So, all right, next thing up from the event again, the Pixel Slate tablet. Now the Pixel
That's
Slate,
gonna fail, George. We don't even got to talk about that thing.
it
That's
sure
not big.
sounds like it, but I'll give you what I've got on it. It's a tablet that comes with a 12.3-inch display. It's a 3000 by 2000 resolution. It's 7 millimeters thin and weighs 1.6 pounds. It has a wide angle front facing camera. I thought that was a good thing. It's got dual front facing speakers, no LTE support at all. And here's the thing, it comes in a wide range of configurations.
I
You
think
can
that
get it. Go ahead.
that first
Go
what
ahead,
was that
Will.
the Celeron one? That one is I wouldn't pick that. I wouldn't get that one.
Neither would I.
Yeah.
One is the Intel Celeron chip. That one costs $599. So you got $600 right there. Then from there, you can go up to a Intel 8th generation Core M3 processor, all the way up to a Core i5 or a Core i7 processor. And of course, you're going to pay every time you jump up. So at the very top with the i7, with 16 gigabytes of RAM and a 256 SSD, that's going to be $1,600, $1,599. So we're talking a wide range of configurations, and I'd be afraid to buy the one with the Celeron chip. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe it's good, but when you start comparing with M3s, i5s, and i7s, well, Celeron chip doesn't sound too great, but maybe it's good. But that's what it and they made a special keyboard just for the Slate. So
The keyboard is expensive, man. That's why it's
yeah,
like
I didn't
to me,
see
if
the
you
cost. What's the cost for the keyboard?
the keyboard is $200. If you buy that, it's kind of like buying to me. It's like buying a Pixel book, but that can't turn into a tablet. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah,
it's not as
I know what you mean.
because the price is just as high once you buy the keyboard
Yeah,
and you step up to a a
yeah,
better
yeah.
processor.
You go to either any of the better processors. Yeah, now you're getting up into that
That's
equivalent money.
$1,000.
Yeah,
Even with that one is 600
yeah,
plus 200 for the keyboard. You're at $800 already.
yeah. I didn't
And I
realize it
think
cost
that
200.
storage is low. I think the storage on the first one is it 32. It's like
I
really
did.
low.
I didn't even see it.
Yeah, it's really low.
Anyway, yeah. If I had unlimited money, I'd get one. Other than that, I wouldn't be spending money on that. You know,
I guess they're
if I were going to buy an iPad, I'd buy an iPad. That would be that.
the only good thing about it, I guess, is if I don't know. I guess they're trying to compete with iPad,
Yeah,
but
obviously they're trying to compete with iPad and with the
and
Microsoft.
Samsung, but
No, the Microsoft one.
oh, the Surface, yeah, yeah.
Surface. Yeah, yeah,
Well, Samsung, don't they got a? What did they? They just put out a
yeah. They just put out a new one too. I can't keep
Yeah,
up with Samsung and their tablets. You
yeah. Let me see. I'm on the thing
know,
now. I
I
want to see
believe
what
Jay Williams has it. I think.
the Samsung one.
I believe so, but he has everything. You know.
Trying to see what the configurations are.
Go for it.
I know the memory. I think on the first one is really low. Yeah, 32 gigs on the first one, 4
Okay.
gigs of RAM and 32 gigs storage.
Now, depending on what you're doing with
Or
it,
oh,
that
okay.
could be
Or well,
okay.
you can get 8 gigs of RAM and 64. I
Okay.
guess it starts at 599 and
Right.
probably goes up. So you can get the Celeron one with
Yeah,
8
so
gigs of
if
RAM
you
and
get the
64
Celeron at 8
storage.
gigs of RAM and go up to 64, I'm betting you'll spend an $800 at least at that point.
And then $799 is for the M3,
Okay.
64 gigs of storage and 8 gigs of RAM.
And if I wanted a medium range one, that's probably the one I would get.
Yeah, see, the i5 is like buying the Pixelbook. It's $1,000, $999 for 128 and 8 gigs of RAM. It's like buying a Pixelbook with no keyboard. Then you got to pay $200 for the keyboard. That's $1,200.
And what does the i7 cost?
The i7.
Oh, that's going to be the one for $1,600.
That's $1,600.
Yeah.
With 256 storage and 16 of RAM.
Yeah. So that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
At that point, now, I'm a Google fanboy, but at that point, I'd probably say you're better off getting an iPad.
Yeah, Jay Will said he got rid of his Samsung.
Okay. Oh, okay.
They make the Celeron must be left over from Gateway.
I'm not seeing. He's in the comments?
Yeah, on the chat.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Okay, now I see him. Okay. For some reason I wasn't catching up.
So you're not.
Okay.
So you're not picking that up, huh, George?
Now, I'm not picking it up, but Jay Williams is saying Slate is going to be nice. So my guess is keep an eye on Jay Williams' channel. You know.
Well, hopefully they'll be able to do a little bit for the Android tablets. I don't know how many people will buy it. Maybe when it goes on special, you know.
Yeah.
And
Jay Williams is saying something here, which he did say in his video about the Slate. He says the processor may not be the fastest, but it's just a Chrome tablet, and that's what he said all through his video.
Yeah. So. And the fact that it'll always be up to date and all that. So
exactly.
You know.
Exactly. Well, it is Google after all.
Unlike a Samsung or whatever, they might not update it.
Oh, yeah, I have my Samsung sitting over here that's 4 years old, but I don't care. I just use it
just for a tablet.
Amazon, and that's about it.
See, I never got into tablets, like even iPads. I never really got an iPad. My kids got them, but I don't really use it.
Yeah, I never had them. But of course, you know, next week I'll be jumping into the iOS world, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, you will. So wait, did you find out? When does the pre-order open?
Pre-order opens next Wednesday.
Okay.
I will be ordering mine next Wednesday.
Did you stop by the store?
Yes, and I'll probably order mine from the store.
And then what does it come in, like a week later?
She expected it like that. It sounded from what she told me in the store like I wouldn't get it any faster anywhere else. Now, if that's true, you know, being a T-Mobile guy, then I'll get it from T-Mobile. But if I look on Apple and see that or Best Buy and see that I can get it faster through either one of them, then I'm going to order from them. I'll check with T-Mobile first.
What color did you think? What color you think you're going to grab?
I'm probably going to get the product red.
Yeah.
You know, that's my guess. You know, I'll wait till I see them. Hopefully they'll have them in the store. If they don't have them in store, I'll probably go to Best Buy and see if they have them in store. I'll call them and find out because I want to see them colors. I hope. You know.
I'm waiting for you to be a blue bubble, George. You text me today.
I got you.
You were a green bubble, so I'm waiting.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you to be a blue bubble.
Of course, being my age, you made me think of the Beatles, and I thought of Yellow Submarine, and of course, I thought Blue Meanies. But never mind, I'm old. I understand. You don't even know what a Blue Meanie is, do you?
Nah, no
I
idea.
didn't think you would.
That's before me.
Hey, we're talking 70s movies, you know, Yellow Submarine. So.
That's before me.
All right, next up. This kind of blew my mind a bit. Is not going to be an Essential Phone 2. Well, it turns out it looks like there may be an Essential Phone 2. But it looks like Andy Rubin and his gang, his team, are working on Essential Phone that'll be an AI phone. And I mean, strictly sounds like an AI phone that'll mimic you. Meaning that it'll respond to messages for you. It'll be primarily voice controlled, and it's intended to free users from their phones. And of course, if any of you know me, I don't want to be freed from my phone. I don't care about all the stuff that they're putting in phones to get you off the phone. You're not getting me off my phone, no matter what you do. So, but this phone is supposedly intended to free users from their phone, and it will automatically respond to emails and text messages for you. We'll go ahead and say what you think about this.
I just don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna sell only because with all that stuff with the credit card thing, I just can't see people trusting them with that kind of, that kind of information. And then it's gonna depend on the price.
Yeah,
If they bring the price down, maybe it'll sell. Hopefully they learn from the first one because coming out at $800 to me was too much. I think it was
yeah,
eight,
but
was it 8 or 7? But
it was 7. It was 7.
to me, not being the fact that they're not that known
Yeah,
is gonna
that's
hurt
number
them if they
one.
come too much with a big price.
But wouldn't you think if they're putting all this money into research and development for this AI phone, and I mean, let's face it, this if this works, this will be the first real AI phone. Everybody else
Yeah.
has AI camera crap, but that's it.
Yeah.
So how are they going to make it cheap? I don't see how that would be possible. Unless you're
Yeah,
just
but wouldn't
giving up
they
all thoughts of profit forever.
take a huge loss? Like
Oh,
if they go ahead and develop all these phones and then nobody buys them.
yeah, yeah. So to me, it's a serious conundrum, especially after the somewhat beating
Yeah,
they took on the
like
first essential phone.
what's his name? Like Jay Willis saying, why would you want a phone that's gonna reply? Like people say, the phones are already making us antisocial. Imagine
Exactly.
the phone replying for you. It's bad
Yeah.
enough that the
Yeah.
email apps can
Jay
reply.
is saying lame idea.
Like
And
the email apps, somebody can send you an email now, and you can tap an automatic reply. You can automatic reply to
exactly
text messages.
right.
That's bad enough. I can't imagine the
Yeah, and I
phone
guess that the
being
idea
able to just
behind
reply.
this thing is it replies for you so you don't have to touch the thing. Well, am I going to trust what the reply is? And
Yeah,
I think Andy Rubin is caught up in this idea of doing something new and cool. And yeah, it's, in my opinion, probably the closest real thing, if they get it working, to Terminator. I mean,
yeah.
really. Now you've got machines thinking for you. And me, I like my phone in my hand. You're not taking it out of my hand. Yes, I take it to the bathroom every time I go there. I carry my phones from room to room. I never walk out of a room without a phone. This is just me. So the whole
Yeah.
idea of taking the phone out of my hands, that is not working for me. I know old folks aren't supposed to be like this, but this is me. Okay.
Yeah, like I don't know. I just can't see it selling too big. But I mean, if the price drops enough, I'll grab one.
You know what I could see? I guess I could see a bunch of parents of teenagers who want their kids off their phone. Maybe they'd run out and buy it.
Nah, not with what's that thing, digital well-being and Apple's
Yeah, yeah,
what's this
yeah.
thing called screen time, where you can set limits, and if your kids
Right.
are little enough, you can make the password so they can't figure it out or whatever.
Yeah. And
I
and that's all cool, but I'm thinking this is going to be aimed at getting the phone out of the kids' hands completely.
I
But
think he's
then
just
of course your kid's going to hate you. So
I think he's like looking at like things like Google Assistant and Siri and Alexa, and he's pushing it too far. Like
he wants to one up. Yeah, yeah.
people like those things, but nobody wants those things to control their whole phone. They're
Yeah.
supposed
I
to
I
help you.
think
He's trying to make it control your phone like
I think yeah.
completely.
Yeah, which at that point, isn't it kind of controlling your life or a piece of your life? I don't want that. You know, I just think he's enamored with the idea of doing something cool that nobody's done. You know,
Yeah,
that's
it's
that's
yeah,
my
it's
that's my thought.
I really can't see it. You know what I wish we would I was on a looking at Tech Rants stream yesterday. He had a stream on yesterday.
Mhm.
And he said something like he wishes a company, I think he said it, a company would come out with a phone, like let's say like LG. When LG said we're not coming out with basically I think they didn't say it, but they were like, we're not coming out with a phone just because everybody
Right.
else is.
Yeah, I
And then they
remember
came
that.
out and then they came out with the G7.
Yep. Yep.
Andy Rubin could have, and I guess he's been doing good. They've been doing good with the Essential so far, and I
Yeah,
guessing
their
this is what
price
they're
drop
gonna
was
do.
something that was
They put
reasonable.
the Essential phone out, and like somebody in the room said, they should build upon that one.
Right.
They should just keep working to make that one as good as they can. So at
Yeah.
least after you spent your $700 or your $500 if you got it from Sprint or your $250, at the end of the 2 years when they're done building with that one, you'll be like, all right, I know if I go to this company and get a phone, you know what I mean? They're gonna
Yeah.
stand by their phone. They're not just gonna push out a phone so I buy the
Right.
next phone. That's
And
to
I
me,
agree
that's
with
a
that.
part.
And there's when other people said you should keep developing this phone. And you got people like Jay Williams. You've got people like Leo, Android Stud. You've got people like My Project. There a whole bunch of people that as they kept doing updates to the phone and it kept getting better and better. Well, these people enjoy this phone. So
Yeah.
why take this left turn and go out into left field into nowhere land? It just seems like a weird idea to me, you know.
To me,
And
that's a
that's why
part of like that's
seems
why
like a guy
Apple
who's in love with tech for tech's sake and is not being practical in any possible way. You know.
to me, that's why Apple does so good because even if, like me, I got the iPhone 10, I know if I didn't go buy the iPhone 10s or
Mhm.
whatever, Apple's going to keep supporting the phone.
Okay. Now,
Even though they're coming out with another phone, you know what I mean? Even though they're
yes,
coming out with
exactly.
another
Yeah, they
phone,
always,
I know that
and
they're going to keep
that's
supporting this
half of
one.
what how you sold me on getting one.
Yeah, it's
Now,
like you're going to get support for like 5 years. So
Joseph from Forbes Tech Reviews says, I would buy the Essential 2 probably. Well, more power to you, Joseph. I will watch your every video you make on that thing. I guarantee you.
And then he never came out when he was talking about he was going to do this hub that was supposed to work with
Oh yeah,
everything. He just
according
deaded
to
that
the article,
idea.
according to the articles, they have set that entirely aside, supposedly for this idea.
Yeah, because he's saying that he wants to do something else. I think he said something like he put out a statement saying that they're moving towards something else that'll basically make them money. So I guess he figures the hub wouldn't have sold, but if he would have worked with
He
the hub,
thinks this is going to make them money.
he was supposed to have the adapter, the audio, some kind of
Right,
audio
exactly. Yep.
dock or something at the buy. I don't think he ever put that out. Or if
But
he did, I know he put something out on his website that he was like selling in partnership with somebody, but I think it was pretty expensive. I don't remember what
okay.
it was though.
But I stop and I think about it. I think about Andy Rubin. Until the Essential phone, Andy Rubin had this incredibly great reputation. Grandfather of Android and blah blah blah. And so, with what happened with Essential from the beginning, I think he tarnished, I'd say, his reputation a little bit, but they backed it up and they kept making it better and kept making it better. Now, excuse me, a lot of people like the Essential phone, but now they put aside the home thing, they put aside the other attachments. I think all he's doing is putting hits on his own reputation because what's he going to become known as? Somebody who doesn't follow through on what he says.
Yeah, he comes out, he says he's coming out with something and doesn't.
Yeah. So I mean,
bring
is
nothing
that the
out.
reputation he wants? And in this case, it seems like, okay, I'm not following through on any of the things that I said I'm going to do because I want to do this cool thing over here. I think you're only hurting yourself. That's my guess.
He's just jumping, he's jumping around from idea to idea.
Yeah, and that's the problem. You're jumping around from idea to idea, which might be okay if you weren't breaking your word about
Yeah, I'm
everything
about
you
to
said
say
you were going to do.
if you finished all those ideas you had,
Exactly.
because he's not
Exactly.
finishing them. Yeah, it's
Because
making them
I
look
know
bad.
from the beginning, just watching stories, watching people's videos, when the Essential first came out, some people kind of jumped on the bandwagon for what was still coming, and none of that's coming.
Yeah. I mean, from watching it, I would like I said before, we did the thing with the Essential. I would buy it at a real cheap price because
Yeah.
they're doing good with the software.
I agree.
But I wouldn't
agree.
expect nothing,
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay the full price for it.
Yeah, and neither would I.
Because he's too unreliable. Like they're too unreliable with the. And I don't know. And for me, that screen thing was was an issue.
Yeah, but according to Jay,
you
we had the same phone, and there was something wrong with that phone. And he thought it was a defective. Maybe it was.
That
I
was
don't
a
know.
problem for me. That drove me crazy. But and yours
Eric,
was turning off for
Eric,
you. It wasn't doing that
Easy
for
is
me.
in here. What's up, Easy?
Yeah, he had a nice video in the judge. He was like a judge with the Pixel 3. He was a
Oh,
judge. And
I
he
didn't
had
get a chance to.
it's a good video. You should watch it, George. I watched
But
it
he
with
puts
you
up
the
the
other night.
best thumbnails and puts up the best stuff behind him in his green screen stuff. It looks awesome. You know.
Yeah, I watched it at work the other night. I was cracking up.
Um. All right. Are we done with Mr. Rubin?
Yeah, I guess so.
And in my notes, the last sentence I put in my notes was definitely not for me because I don't want something that's going to take my phone out of my hands. Period. Case closed.
Yeah.
Okay.
But wait, now he didn't say, but I'm guessing he's going to do another assistant for that phone, right? He'll have his own.
I guess there'll be some, I would think, some kind of modified assistant.
Oh man.
It would have to be because if it's going to do all this responding, I mean, Google doesn't do all of that yet.
Yeah, and they just killed their, what was that, Reply or something? They had I guess it was like a beta thing that was supposed to just be.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just killed that.
Okay. All right. Next thing up we have is the Google Plus shutdown. You want to talk about that? You talk about that.
Oh, well, it's not really much to talk about. I mean, like what they do, they got hacked, right? There was a hole.
Well, yeah. All right, I've got some notes.
It was that security hole, and then after that came out,
according to what came out, hundreds of thousands of Google Plus users may have been exposed on the site between 2015 and March of this year. Google claims the bug was discovered when it launched Project Strobe to review third-party developer access to Google account data. And then Google comes back with, but we only keep log data for only 2 weeks due to privacy concerns, so they can't identify which users may have been impacted because that data is long gone. I mean, that's a bad system, if you ask me. They do not believe any user data was misused. In other words, they don't know because they have no way of going back and finding it. But according to the article I read, they did not initially reveal the problem because they did not want to invite regulatory scrutiny. In other words, we don't want the government climbing up our butt, so we're not telling nobody.
Like Facebook,
yeah. Which to me is only going to get you in trouble down the road, I would think. Look at
Facebook. It makes it look worse for the customers. You know,
I think so, yeah.
Customers look at you suspect when you do that. You're keeping it a secret.
Yeah.
But
what it all boils down to is because of all that, Google Plus will be shut down over the next 10 months, I guess by July of next year. And the stated reason will be lack of user engagement. So go ahead and say whatever else you want.
No, that's what I was about to say. They said like the average user only used it for like 5 seconds or 5 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, as much as people like you and me, Jay Williams, all of us, Forbes Tech Reviews, Alan, the person I know that posts the most on Google Plus is probably Jay Williams. I post everything I do, but I post everything I do on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and Google Plus. So he's probably right. Most people are in there a minute and gone, is my guess.
Yeah, nobody really uses it because most people don't know what it is because of Facebook and Twitter and everything else. And then I remember before, I think when I got my first iPhone, I think like they automatically signed you up for Google Plus, I think.
With an iPhone?
Because I didn't know when I got my first Android phone. I didn't even know what Google Plus was until yeah. I don't know. I mean, there are some nice communities in there, but I guess they'll just move over to Facebook or somewhere else.
Exactly. Gadgets Unboxed said, what they steal some thumbnails in my email address. Gary Brown said, nobody got nothing on Google Plus worth stealing. That may be true.
You know, it's not. not that many people use it, so I don't think people are going to be too upset about it.
Yeah.
Although Mike did send me like an article that said, I think I didn't even read it, but I think it was like some people are, I guess, trying to.
Yeah, and that's right. Mike sent that to me too, and I haven't even had a chance to read it yet. But I gather there's some people that are upset about it. So my guess is, if that's true, they're going to be making some noise over the next 6, 7, 8 months.
Yeah.
So. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Right. The last thing that I had. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you wanted to talk. Let's talk about Razer. I'll let you talk about that.
Oh yeah. Well, that was the other event. The Razer phone came out. Well, they introduced it anyway. George doesn't seem too thrilled about it. I'm not a gamer.
Okay, I'm basing now. Jay, I know you're still here, so I'm gonna put some of the blame for what I think on you, if you don't mind. I watched Jay Williams' video about the Razer phone, and Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, but my final impression after watching your video is that, okay, it's a nice enough phone. I'm putting words in your mouth. It's a nice enough phone. It's too boxy. It's probably not something I'm going to get because I'm not really a big gamer. I feel the exact same way. I have the exact same conclusions, and you tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. But go ahead, Will.
Yeah, see, I mean, I'm not a gamer either, and I wouldn't. I mean, I don't know. I don't game on my phone pretty much at all. But for $800, I guess the specs are good. The screen is sounds good with the refresh rate. The speakers are supposed to be good, but I wouldn't buy it. But I mean, I guess for their audience, it's gonna sell pretty good. I was watching the first review from Mr. Mobile on the first one, and up until like the middle, toward the end of the review, he was loving the phone, and then he just trashed it. He was like, "It's too dim. The camera's not good." But it sounds like they fixed all that, so maybe it'll be good.
Now, and that's what I'm questioning, because I haven't watched any videos of the, with the camera, using the Razer camera, except for my Project 13. Now, the last video I remember seeing of him using the original Razer phone, I thought the quality wasn't anywhere near as good as Essentials. Yeah. I could be wrong. I'm using my memory, but Essential kept making that camera better until it got pretty acceptable. Is that true of the Razer phone? I don't know that it is, but
yeah,
somebody would have to tell me.
I think it comes with Nova on it.
Right.
I mean, it's true. It's for gamers. I guess if you're there, you go, George. You got a super chat. JQ,
thank you, JQ. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Apple took that penny.
But, yes, they did.
But yeah, I mean, I guess if you're a gamer, the specs are good. It was 8 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, if you're a gamer, it's got that 120.
Yeah, 120 hertz refresh.
Refresh with the screen. That's awesome if you're a gamer. But can you see anybody who's not a gamer spending? They bumped it another $100.
Yeah,
$800 now. Yeah.
He said, in the Gadgets Unboxed, said, great screen, except outside, and the camera was about as good as my. What?
G-Zone. I don't know what a G-Zone.
I don't know what that is either. But yeah, I mean, if you're a gamer, I guess that's the phone to buy.
I would think. Now, keep in mind, there are at least 3 other gaming phones around. But I guess they probably don't have the specs, and it's certainly not that 120 hertz.
See, I don't game, so I don't notice like the difference. Like everybody says, there's a, I couldn't spend $800 on that and feel like I got my money out of it, because you don't play no games, George? Don't all the games
I play, I loaded PUBG on my Android phone a month ago. I haven't played it more than 2 minutes yet.
Yeah, like I play PUBG on my phone, and to me it plays like good enough. Like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't go buy a phone just to be able to play PUBG. If I was gonna play a game, I would get like a Nintendo Switch, or what I mean?
And that's probably what I would do. Now, Leo Android Stud is saying you've got to reserve judgment till you use the Razer, and he's absolutely right. You're 100% right, Leo. I guess we're both saying not.
I'm just not a gamer, so I wouldn't buy it. But it sounds great for the specs and all that.
But I guess one way to defend Razer is a guy like my Project 13, Anthony. I don't get the impression that he's a big gamer too. He loves his Razer phone. He has since day one, and he still does. And he was all excited about the Razer too. So that says there must be something about the phone, even for somebody who's not a gamer, that makes it worth having. So okay, Leo, you're right. We need to reserve judgment. Leo, you should buy that phone so I can see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Next week, I'll be down at Leo's house saying, "Oh, come on, Leo, get that phone, man."
Yeah, right. George will be out there buying it. You'll have a camera test on your next video.
Leo says, "I like the first one. The camera was average." Leo, let us know. Did the camera on the first one ever come up to where the Essential got their camera up to? My impression is no, but you tell us. You know.
I mean, just like somebody was saying in the video, they were like, "You're not gonna pull out your Razer phone and, you know what I mean, be expecting the camera to be so great because it's a gaming phone." But that's why I wouldn't buy it, because I'm not a gamer. So if I was gonna spend $800, I would rather buy a Samsung or something like that.
Now, Sean is saying Razer phone is a multimedia device, especially movies. Now, I did not know. But yeah, with that refresh rate, I could see where it would be a great phone for watching movies.
Yeah, no speakers.
Yeah, exactly. And Leo says is the fastest Android phone, which I can believe, and the business the purest form of Android today. Okay, this is stuff I did not know. Okay. And stuff I certainly would not have thought of.
Yeah.
And I guess this is what happens when you listen to how it's advertised, gaming, and that's all I ever think about. But
he said it got better, but it's just average.
Okay. So I had the impression it never got as good as the Essential, so I guess it didn't. But now with the new phone, maybe they'll make a big jump up. So they certainly should have learned from their mistakes with the first one.
Yeah, JQ said if it's beating the OnePlus in benchmarks, it's certainly a go.
Yeah. Well, in benchmarks, yeah, but can it beat the OnePlus camera?
But wait,
I would doubt that.
But see, like the Razer phone, right? Yeah. Let's say you have a what's it called? An iPhone 8 Plus, right? What's going to be the big difference with the games? The iPhone plays games great, don't it?
Yeah, and lots of Android phones too.
No, but I'm saying you still get your bezels on the side. You got your speakers, your dual speakers. Yeah. That's why I'm saying I couldn't spend $800 on that phone just for a gaming phone.
And keep in mind, there's at least 3 other companies that make gaming phones specifically for gaming also. You know, Honor being one of them.
Now, I don't know what. So yeah, I don't know what the other Android gaming phones are, but I probably would rather play games on an iPhone than an Android phone, because on iPhone the games are,
I guess
they're a lot smoother to me.
I guess at some point in the next month and a half, I'll probably play why am I forgetting? What's the big game on iPhone?
Fortnite.
I'll probably play Fortnite at some point.
And then, but that's what I'm saying, George. One of their big things was like, we have bezels so you can hold on. But you can get an 8 Plus and you got your bezels.
Yeah.
So
JQ was saying they should have marketed the Razer phone as a multimedia powerhouse. Now, based on what he and Sean and Leo were saying, that's probably true, because I never thought of it that way.
If it goes down to like $200, I'll pick one up if it's on Swapper. I seen the first one is on Swapper now. People were selling them still for $3 something.
Okay.
And they were just on sale at Best Buy. If you caught that sale for $165.
Oh, that's right.
The first one.
That's right. I saw that. Yeah.
$165.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like there's one in your future.
If it gets cheap enough, I'll get it.
Well, $165 is pretty cheap, isn't it?
No, it's gone. It's sold out.
Okay.
I missed the deal.
It could come back. That's the point.
Yeah, if it comes back, I'll grab it.
I have a feeling I'll be watching your channel more and more and more in the next few months.
If it comes back, I'll get it. But
yeah, Android. Yeah, Leo says Xiaomi and Asus make a gaming phone, right? And so does Honor. So that's at least 3 Android gaming phones. Now, are they on the level with Razer? I don't know. I do remember when the Honor Play, that they called their gaming phone, and a couple of the like Demir Frank and a few others said, if you want a gaming phone, this is not the phone to buy. Okay, but I remember about the Honor Play. I remember that. Okay. Yeah, and Gadgets Unboxed said ROG screen. Yeah, that makes sense.
Looks like it's released on the 26th. Best Buy has it.
Oh, and Jay Williams is saying it's discontinued. So I guess they're kind of doing the same thing that OnePlus does.
Yeah, it's there. They stopped selling it. Okay. That's why I guess Best Buy got rid of what they had. Now they got the other one. It's $7.99 for pre-order.
And I know that really upsets Jay because he doesn't like when companies do that at all. You know. So okay. So at least in this discussion, I've learned.
You know what though, George? The good thing is when they do discontinue them, like OnePlus, it keeps the value of them up.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can go find them on Swap and get them. You know.
Yeah.
All right. The last thing I had, what I did want to say, I did learn a number of things in this discussion about the Razer phone from our subscribers that I knew nothing about, and they all made sense. So thank you all for educating me as we go. And
George, you got George, go in the chat. You see the guy in there? I'm not a whatever you call it, but he's. I don't think we want to know about his issues he got.
About the laptop mod? No.
No. Keep looking.
Okay. Oh no, I don't want to hear about that.
Yeah, let's get rid of him.
Okay. Okay, that's gone. Yeah. Yeah. Why would you put? Why would you?
Yeah, don't even look at the picture, George.
That's weird. That's weird.
It is.
Okay. Yeah, Jay saying it's crazy when they do that. Yeah, I'll go along with that. That's the first time I've seen something like that in one of mine. But I guess I'm growing up as a YouTuber, I guess. And Will has just disappeared here. Will, you are gone in case you don't know it. Okay. All right, folks. Now you got just me. So hopefully Will be back, and I guess he'll straighten out whatever issues he's having. But I will go on to the next thing we had, and hope Will comes back. The last story that I had on our notes was the LG V40 ThinQ just got its second camera update, and I gather that was yesterday. And let me see if I can get over to that story, because I gather it was I got this story from Android Authority, but I think they originally got it from Droid Life. Yeah, they got it from Droid Life. And let's see what this thing says. LG has delivered a second camera-focused update, weighing in at 391 megabytes. The new update improves HDR performance, delivers better sharpness and color in outdoor conditions, and improves the black phenomenon of video recording. I don't know what that means. Maybe somebody can explain it to me.
My bad, George.
Okay. Right, I'm on to the LG V40 getting their second camera update story. So I'm just going down through that story. So it's the second flagship to hit the market with a triple camera setup. Photo quality was a little disappointing, so I guess that's why LG's putting out the updates. But LG seems committed to improving matters. Do you know, one of the things that says that this second update improves the black phenomenon of video recording. Do you know what the heck that means?
I have no idea.
I mean, we're black. We're supposed to know this stuff, aren't we?
Maybe Does Jay Will know what that is? I don't know. I have no idea.
Anybody know what the black phenomenon of video recording has to do with the LGB42Q? Because I never heard that expression before. It says the update doesn't stop there. It also improves autofocus when using the triple shot mode, which I thought was very cool. By the way. Let's see what else. The first update includes low light image quality, low light HDR, and AI camera quality. So anyway, I think it's kind of cool that, like they're saying, LG seems kind of committed to, maybe they know that the camera wasn't quite up to snuff and they're committed to making it up to snuff. So that sounds pretty cool to me. What about you, Rick?
Yeah, it sounds good. Speaking of the multiple cameras, did you see, what is that, the Samsung?
The A9, was it?
Something like that, yeah, with all this, what is it, 4 on the back or something?
Yeah. I saw the article and then I saw the price and I'm like, oh yeah, I think it was $500. And I'm like, okay, I won't be getting that.
No waterproofing or nothing like that. But I'm thinking, is that what they're going with the S10? Is that their plan?
I've seen other stories that were kind of wondering the same thing. Everybody's wondering, okay, now that they've come with that on their mid-range phone, is that the way they're going? It sounds like a lot of people think that's where they're going.
What did it have? I think it has a zoom or a telephoto, the
a wide angle, of course.
And
I didn't get that.
I guess the regular lens. It had something else. I forget what the last one was for, but they said it was. I forget what the last one was, but I'm not pretty sure.
Check this out. Gadgets Unboxed is saying V40 on Swapper already for $500.
Is he playing or is he serious?
He's serious. You jump on Swapper.
Oh no. He's. I think he's joking. I think he's
playing.
Okay. I don't think it's that cheap already, is it? Wow.
Don't do this to an old man. I'm very gullible.
Unless it's somebody selling their buy one get one.
That could be. I didn't. So have there been a bunch of BOGOs on the V40? I hadn't heard about it because I've heard about them with other phones when they came out. You know.
Nah, there's no V40s on Swapper yet.
Okay, he's just messing with the old folks.
Okay.
He says he's playing. That's all right. This is what us old folks people are for picking on. I'm good.
Now, George, we're gonna go off topic. Speaking of buy one get ones and people discontinuing the phones, what do you think's gonna happen to OnePlus when they come out with the OnePlus 6T on T-Mobile?
Right.
I know usually OnePlus holds their value real good on Swapper. Do you think the value is gonna take a dip now because it's gonna be so available? And T-Mobile, they're gonna come with a buy one get one.
Yeah, but I have a feeling. This is just my feeling. I think this whole move with T-Mobile with OnePlus is a good move, and I have a feeling that in the long run, it's going to help them. Now, yeah, you're right. They could take a hit initially.
Well, no. I'm just saying for people like us who buy the phones second, it's going to be better for us. It'll be better for us because then you get it used cheaper because,
Yeah, and I'm saying, that's what I mean. Short term, you may be right. But, in the long term, will OnePlus hold their value like they usually do? I think long term, it will probably be better, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because I was surprised when you first told me that next to the iPhone, OnePlus holds their value the best.
Yeah, OnePlus, but I think it's because they discontinued the phone.
And that could very well be.
They stopped selling it, so then it's like,
can't get anywhere else. You got to go here. But anyway, I'm thinking I'm probably just going to walk right into T-Mobile and just buy it straight from them because I'm a T-Mobile customer, and 3 months later I'll have it unlocked anyway. So,
George, you got to watch Forbes' channel. He's getting the V40 next week.
Okay. And now Joseph knows I watch
all the phones.
Yeah, Joseph knows I watch all his videos. He knows I'll be watching. Absolutely. So everybody, when Forbes Tech Reviews gets that V40, you want information on it, go over to check him out because he puts out good videos on everything he buys, and he's much richer than me, so he buys everything these days.
Yeah, he got everything, man.
He didn't used to buy everything, but this year he's just buying everything out as fast as it comes. You know, I think he's been affected by Jay Williams or something. You know?
Yeah, he got them all, man.
Next thing you know, he'll be buying the same phone in 3 or 4 different colors. You know,
The V40 was, that price was too much for me for LG.
if I were going to spend money on a phone of $900 right now, I'd probably buy the V40. I'll tell you the truth.
Yeah. I just couldn't. I just know the price is going to drop so fast. That's why.
Yeah.
That's
Right
why
now-
I'd rather wait.
Yeah, right now I'm waiting for my Nokia 7 to show up at the end of the month, and I'm going to be getting my iPhone, and I'm good until the 6T drops.
When is the date for the OnePlus? What was it? Is it
30th.
is it the end of the month or is it?
30th of this month, yes, is the event
Okay.
in New York City. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think we've been through everything,
You got everything. There's nothing new.
and we're already longer than we went last week. Oh,
Yeah.
and I need to let everybody know, next week there will not be a Friday Night Tech Talk. I'll be away, and
Obviously.
so well, Will didn't want to carry it by himself, because then I'd probably come back and nobody would need me anymore anyway. So we're going to skip next week. So the next Friday Night Tech Talk will be 2 weeks from tonight. Will, that's going to be on your channel, yes?
All right. All right.
Okay. So that'll be 2 weeks from tonight, and next week I'll go down to Miami and see Leo, Android Stud, and it'll be the first time I met him in person, and I'm very excited for that. So,
Y'all
as
doing a
al-
video, George?
I'm going to ask him if it's okay. I'm going to his house, so
Okay.
if he lets me make a video, I'll make a video. You know, he'll be in charge. You know, I'll be in his turf. He won't be in mine. You know. Thanks everybody for coming by.
Team 100 at 10 o'clock. I think the
Yeah,
Forbes said it was
don't
on
forget
his
to watch-
channel.
Yeah, Team One. Joseph, is it on your channel this week? Hey, Joseph is telling me I need to come to Texas. Joseph, you probably shouldn't have said that, because you can bet I'll probably show up at some point. I love to drive, man. You know? I mean, when I go down next week, I'm stopping in one part of Florida to see my oldest friend from grammar school, and then I'll be going down to see Leo. I'm doing this in 2 days, so in 2 days I will have driven 1,400 and some miles. That's my kind of driving. So Joseph, you can expect some notification from me probably in 6 or 7 months saying, Joseph, I'm coming out to see you. Are you good? Believe me, it'll probably happen.
Tech Gentleman's channel.
Oh, he's saying Tech Gentleman's channel. All right, so everybody check out Team 100 tonight on Tech Gentleman's channel, and they're always good, and they always have very lively discussions. So
Yeah.
watch us every Friday except next week, and then watch them every Friday at 10 o'clock. They're always on at 10 o'clock, and they're always good. So
And,
thanks
Mike,
everybody
George,
for watching.
did you see Mike's video? The
Of the earbuds.
Yep, he just
Yes,
reviewed
yes.
it. Simply Your
And
Device
it-
just put out a review.
Yeah, and everybody
of
should know Mike from Simply Your Device is still around. He's just kind of doing his own thing at the moment. So watch for when he puts something out. If you go over to Simply Your Device and click on the bell icon, then you'll get notified every time he puts a video out. And of course, on my channel, click that bell icon next to the subscribe button, so you'll know whenever I put out. And Will's channel is called Will. He's a simple man, folks. Click the bell icon on his, and you'll get notified whenever he puts one out, which I'm trying to put some pressure on him to put something out
Yes.
soon, because it's been a
There you
while.
are.
Okay. And of course, he's got the Pixel 3 coming, so you know there's going to be some videos coming.
Yeah, I gotta get on it, George.
There you go. All right, so thanks for watching, folks. As always, you can I write at least one article a week at the mobilegeezer.wordpress.com, and of course, you can catch me as Mobile Geezer on Facebook, Google Plus for now.
Couple more months.
Yeah, Twitter and Instagram, and pretty much I post a lot of pictures. Well, I post a number of pictures, and I post them in all of those places. So follow me in any of all of those places. You'll pretty much see everything I put up. So thanks for watching. And Will, you have anything you want to say on the way out?
Nah, that's it. I'll be watching Team 100 tonight. See if I
All
can
right,
scrape up
guys.
some super chat money.
All right. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Good night, folks.
Yeah.